Let's start a market. We can trade carbon emissions like fresh produce at some quaint village market. The good power plant owners and auto producers will display their earthy wares. They can barter with jolly fund managers for promises to plant new trees somewhere, sometime. Let's credit default swap undernourished children baking in desert refugee camps. We'll speculate on them like pork belly futures on the mercantile exchange. God bless them and all, but at times we'll have to hedge our investment and sell them short. We need to start charging for the air that we breathe each and every minute, but it should cost less if it's not quite as pure and clean as we really need. We're not talking intrusive taxes here, for this is your free enterprise system at work. Ignorance is another so-called free good that we all take for granted. To remain willfully or otherwise uneducated should cost you some money. But countries could exchange this item for bulk quantities of pure blind faith. Let's start a market to reduce our dependence on self-centered greed. Third world residents could improve their lot with a bit of this magical elixir. We just need a mechanism to allow them to trade us a bit of the patience of poverty. We've mortgaged all our futures now, so let's trade them on the open market. They already buy and sell the loans we take out on our overpriced homes and cars. Even an indentured future would be attractive to those overseas who have none at all. How about a place to pick up traditional family values in convenient takeout form? Busy moms and commuting dads could grab some to share with the kids at home. The unemployed and the elderly could provide a seemingly endless and pure supply. We ought to be able to get top dollar for things like mercy and understanding. Maybe we could trade acts of peace and love for weapons-making rights. Get those who profit on mass killings to deal with them dreamy, squishy tree huggers. We need a better mechanism to invest all that time we save each and every day. It seems to leak from our lives like water off a roof way before we can ever use it. Maybe we could find a way to earn interest on all those savings that we never touch. If drinking was limited to a fixed amount per member of the adult population, the virtuous poor could trade their rights to the hard-charging, heavy-drinking rich, and the homeless alcoholics would have to sober up every year by early March. Creating a pool of licensage which granted the rights to a child would enable trade. The infertile but doting rich could spoil and fatten more of their own venal offspring. Government could then provide more opportunity to the smaller number of poor children. It's time-consuming to go and vote, and then there's the flawed counting process. Let's let the market decide through campaign contributions and give the results to charity, since in almost every single election, the winner collects the most anyhow. We should sell rights to smoking, overeating, and lack of exercise, as these are the things we need to avoid to maintain our valuable good health. Then just those with money could get diabetes, heart disease, and strokes. Let's allow the marketplace to decide which of our national forests will survive. If they cannot pay their way with tourists, hunters, off-roaders, coal, timber, or gas, why, we'll sell them out to the highest bidding developer and cut out any further losses. We should turn this business of species preservation over to private enterprise. Let nonprofits compete with donations against corporate capital on habitat conservation. Who could argue over winners and losers in the blindly just world of the free market? It's time we subsidize the oil companies in a competition to manage our water supplies. This inefficient and overly expensive government control must go. For with impending shortages, corporations will make the best optimized allocations for all of us. Let's put a value on our sons' lives by letting families sponsor surrogate soldiers. We'll graduate the payment scale based on family income. The rich can pay to substitute 3 or 4 poor foreign boys to fight in place of one of their precious sons. Let's see the franchise market to take over our failed education system, for our graduating children are no longer able to assume personal responsibility. So let's let the blind hand of God's Darwinian marketplace reveal the fittest curriculum. Let's speculate in major religions based on the number of souls on their books. We can gauge their performance on outlets opened and percent capacity filled. That way, the popes and imams could raise venture capital instead of so vilely fleecing the poor.